Thank you everyone for coming. There's not much left to be said, but I do want to give a little background on who Louis Firpo was. Right? So they keep mentioning that there were 88,000 fans in the stadium, and it's true, that's how many were inside. But there were about 35,000 fans outside who couldn't get in. The line stretched almost up to 125th Street. Also, when this fight was made, see, Louis Firpo was one of the first film producers in Latin America. When he first came and he started fighting, before he ever became a contender, he was filming his own fights, the preliminary fights. And he would send that back to Argentina. He had the film rights to all of his fights. And they used to play to sold-out movie theaters. So not only was he the first Latino to fight for a world championship, he was one of the first successful film producers. Also, Firpo had an ear problem, as they mentioned earlier, so he had bad balance. So a lot of those knockdowns that you see wasn't just him getting hit. And I disagree with Henry. That film was heavily edited, and we don't know exactly how long he was out of the ring. Where's Henry at? I'll talk to him later. There you go. Firpo won the fight. I'm just gonna say plain and clear. And we got about 400 million Latinos that would agree with me. And I'm gonna give you an example of how that was. When Firpo fought, not only were there 140,000 fans waiting to see the fight here in New York, but in Mexico City, Guatemala City, Panama, Colombia, Peru, Paraguay, Argentina, Uruguay, Brazil, there were hundreds of thousands of fans standing outside in front of the local newspapers waiting for reports of the fight. And in Buenos Aires, on top of the tallest building, El Palacio Barolo, if Firpo won, a blue light was going on. If Dempsey won, a red light was going on. So when news came that Firpo knocked Dempsey out of the ring, that light turned blue. And for about 40 seconds, all of Latin America was cheering for their first world champion. Then all of a sudden, the light turned red. And what happened? Dempsey was pushed back into the ring. Dempsey himself admitted he would not have been able to get back into the ring. So, bottom line is, this fight, it doesn't really matter who won. Both were champions, and both were the ultimate and perfect examples of what a role model was. And there's a team, there's a soccer team in El Salvador that named themselves after Louis Firpo. It's called Club Deportivo Luis Angel Firpo. And for 8 months out of the year, whenever that soccer team plays, thousands of fans are chanting the name to this very day. Firpo, Firpo, Firpo. That's the type of impact he had. And here we are 100 years later, still talking about the fight. And hopefully 100 years from now, we'll be doing the same with the WBC and everybody else. Hopefully we can keep on doing these events. Thank you.